Hello students, welcome to all of you Shiksha 360. And today basically we have to cover very important topic, that is specifically I will cover two topics. Chapter number 41 and 43 of LRAB, clear? Chapter number 41 and 43 of LRAB, clear? That are basically related to the first chapter is related to the contract of indemnity and second one is related to the content of bail. Contract of bailment, clear? Contract of bailment. First is basically contract of indemnity and second one is basically contract of bailment, clear? So now let's start our discussion regarding that. So first of all, basically we have to discuss regarding the contract of indemnity, clear? First of all, basically we have to discuss regarding the contract of indemnity, clear? Basically what is contract of indemnity? So a contract of indemnity, basically it is a contract by which basically one party promises to save the other from loss likely to be caused to him, clear? So basically what is contract of indemnity? Basically a contract of indemnity, basically it is a contract by which one party basically promises to save the other basically from loss likely to be caused to him, clear? Basically likely to be caused to him. This loss can be either by the conduct of the promisor himself or by the conduct of any other person, clear? This loss basically can be conducted by the conduct of the promisor himself, basically who gives the conduct, that is to save the other from loss, or by the conduct of any other person, clear? Or by the contract of any other person, clear? So a contract of indemnity, basically it is a contract basically by which one party promises to save the other basically from the loss likely to be caused to him. So this loss can be either by the conduct of the promisor himself or by the conduct of any other person, clear? Or by the conduct of any other person, clear? Now move to the second one, clear? What are the rights of the indemnity holder, clear? Now basically we have to discuss basically what are the rights of the indemnity holder, clear? So the indemnity holder, that is the promisee or the person basically who is indemnified, clear? The promisee basically or the person basically who is indemnified has the following rights basically when sued, clear? Basically what is the meaning of suit? That is basically when the legal action is taken against the person basically who has indemnified, clear? Basically when the legal person is action is taken, clear? Basically when the legal action is taken basically against the person who has indemnified, clear? Who has indemnified. So basically the promisee, that is basically who has gets protection, like basically we can say that basically Rohan gets insurance from, like we can say that basically ABC company, clear? So basically if anything happens to the insurance, like basically we can say that basically health insurance, clear? So basically they can claim from that, clear? Because they can claim from that, clear? And what is the reason behind that? Because they have already paid the premium for that, clear? Because they have already paid the premium for that. So basically the indemnity holder, that is the promisee or the legal person basically who is indemnified, has the following rights basically when sued, clear? That is basically when legal action is taken against the person who has indemnified, clear? The promisee is entitled to recover from the promisor, clear? The promisee basically is entitled to recover from the promisor in respect of the matter to which the promise to indemnify applies, clear? Basically in respect to the matter to which the promisee basically to indemnify applies. First one is all damages which he may be compelled to pay in any suit, clear? First one is basically all the damages basically which he may be compelled, clear? Basically which he may be compelled to pay in any suit. Second one is basically all costs which he may be compelled to pay in any suit. Third one is basically all sums paid in compromise, not contrary in the indemnity, clear? All sums basically paid in compromise, clear? Not contrary to the indemnity, clear? So these are the things, clear? First one is all damages basically which he may be compelled to pay in any suit. All costs basically which he may be compelled to any suit, clear? All these things basically they can recover, clear? All these things basically they can recover from the promisor, clear? That is basically we can say that like the basically the Rohan basically from the insurance company, clear? That is like the Rohan basically from the insurance company. All these things basically they are able to recover, clear? So please remember these things, just basically taking the example or just remembering the insurance company in your mind. So now here let's discuss one example here so that basically we can understand this point very properly. So like Mr. A contracts with the C, clear, like here basically Mr. A contracts with Mr. C, that B will not sue in respect of rupees 1 lakh, clear. Mr. A basically contracts with C that B will not sue C, that B will not take any legal action basically with respect to C in respect of 1 lakh, which C owes to B, clear, basically which C owes to B. If B sues C, clear, basically we can say that is basically C has taken amount from the B and A contracts with C that basically B will not take any legal action basically with respect to C, basically in respect of rupees 1 lakh, which basically C takes from the B, clear. And if B takes any legal action, clear, if B sues C, any consequences of such a suit, clear, basically any consequences basically of such a suit basically will be borne by the A, clear, according to the contract, clear. So if anything happens, so it will be borne by the A, clear, that is A will pay the expenses, clear. So basically it is such a contract valid. So that such contract is valid or not, clear. This type of question basically you will find also in the examination, clear. So that such a type of contract is valid or not, clear. So the Contract Act specifically basically provides that basically such a contract can be entered into, clear, such a contract basically can be entered into. These are known as the Contract of Indemnity, clear, basically these are known as the Contract of Indemnity. I think all of you are aware regarding the indemnity bond, clear, indemnity bond. I think there is some issue going on basically in the pen, clear. So okay, so here is said to be indemnify C for a certain loss basically which he may suffer, clear, basically indemnify, clear, that is basically protect, clear, that is protect, or simple language we can say that basically compensate, clear, or in simple language we can say that basically compensate, clear, basically here A will do compensate. Okay, so like here they have given the example now, like all insurance contracts are basically examples of the contracts of indemnity, clear. All insurance contracts basically are the examples of indemnity because all insurance contracts are contracts basically which indemnify, or that is basically which protect a person, clear, basically which indemnify or protect a person basically from certain losses, clear, which he may suffer, clear. So all insurance contracts are basically example of contract of indemnity because all insurance contracts are contracts basically which indemnify a person, clear, or basically which protect a person basically from certain losses which he may suffer, clear, basically which he may suffer. Example under a fire insurance policy, clear, basically taken by a shopkeeper, clear, example under a fire insurance policy taken by a shopkeeper basically for his ground. The insurance company basically undertakes to pay a certain amount to the policy holder, that is to the shopkeeper, clear, basically in the event of the fire in the ground, clear, subject to the terms and condition of the policy and payment of premium basically by the shopkeeper, clear, that is the policy holder, clear. So it depends, clear, basically how much premium basically they have paid, clear. Like basically there are different types of the health policies, clear. In there are some basic health policies, clear, in which basically there are some those also, clear, basically in which OPDs and other things basically are also available, clear. So that is basically it depends totally on the premium, clear, basically it depends totally on the premium, clear, basically how much premium basically you have paid, clear, how much premium basically you have paid. Okay, so please remember that contract of indemnity, under that basically you have to remember that is insurance company, clear, just insurance company, that are all the basically insurance company contracts are basically contract of indemnity, clear, basically contract of indemnity, clear. So this is basically the contract of indemnity. Just here basically you have to remember this one, clear. So what is the contract of indemnity? Basically a contract of indemnity basically it is a contract by which basically one party promises to save the other basically from the loss likely to be caused to him, clear, likely to be caused to him. So this loss can be either by the conduct of the promisor himself or by the conduct of any other person, clear. So please tell fast if you have any doubt, any query basically in this point, clear. So please respond fast basically if you have any doubt, any query basically regarding specific that. Clear to all of you up to this much point, that is basically contract of indemnity, clear. So basically in this session basically I have to also discuss the contract of bailment, but I will discuss only this slide, clear, because there is some issue in the pen going on. I am not able to write. Clear? I am not able to write. Just I will take the introduction. Clear? I will take one extra session on that. Clear? I will inform in the group. Clear? I am not able to write anything basically with respect to the pen. There is some issues going on. Clear? So now what is contract of bailment? Clear? Just basically we have to discuss the introduction of that. Clear? So what is the meaning of the bailment? Clear? Here basically like indemnity basically we have already discussed. Clear? Like indemnity we have already discussed. Clear? Now basically we have to discuss what is the meaning of bailment. Clear? What is the meaning of bailment? Clear? So what a bailment basically it is the delivery of the goods. Clear? Bailment in simple language. Basically it is the what is the meaning of bailment? Basically it is a delivery of goods by one person basically to another. Clear? Basically bailment basically it is the delivery of goods basically by one person to the another for some purpose. Clear? Bailment basically it is a delivery of goods basically by one person to the another basically for some purpose. So when the purpose is accomplished, clear, basically when the purpose is accomplished, the goods are to be returned. Clear, basically when the purpose is accomplished, basically the goods are to be returned or otherwise basically disposed of according to the direction of the person delivering them. Clear. So basically what is bailment? First of all, a bailment basically it is the delivery of goods. Clear, basically by one person to another basically for some purpose. Clear, by one person to another basically for some purpose. And when that purpose is accomplished, clear, and basically when that purpose is accomplished, basically the goods are to be returned or otherwise disposed of. Clear, when the purpose is accomplished, basically the goods are to be returned or otherwise disposed of according to the direction of the person delivering them. Clear, according to the direction of the person basically delivering them. Clear. So now here basically very important two things basically they will ask in the examination. Basically what is bailer or who is bailer? So the person delivering the goods basically it is called as the bailer. Clear. The person basically delivering the goods basically it is known as the bailer, and the person basically to whom the goods are to be delivered basically it is called as the bailee. Clear. The person basically who is delivering the goods basically it is known as the bailer, and the person basically to whom the goods are delivered. Clear. Basically the person to whom they are delivered it is known as the bailee. Clear. That person basically it is known as the bailee. Clear. So basically we come across the applicability basically of this law basically in the case of pledge facilities granted to the borrowers. Like basically we can say that basically if any person basically taking the gold loan from the bank. Clear. So basically what we are doing, basically we are pledge the jewelry. Clear. Basically we are pledge the jewelry or basically we are taking the jewelry basically from the person and kept in the safe of the bank. Clear. So in that case, that customer basically it is known as the bailer and the banker it is known as the bailee. Clear. In that case. Clear. So basically we come across the applicability of this law basically in case of pledge facilities granted to the borrowers basically including pledge of the jewelry articles. Clear. Basically including pledge of the jewelry articles and also basically when we take over the assets of a defaulting borrower. Clear. Like basically we can say that seizure of the property. Clear. Like basically we can say that seizure of the property. Clear. By the bank. Clear. Basically in the case of the default. Clear. And also basically when we take over the assets of the defaulting borrower in our efforts basically to recover the bank dues. Clear. In our efforts basically to recover the bank dues. Clear. This is the basic meaning of the contract of bailment. Clear. So basically this is the basic meaning of the contract of the bailment. Okay. So in this session, basically, I have to discuss up to this much point. There is some issues going on in the pen. That's why basically I'm not able to write. Clear. So in the next session, clear, I will take one extra session. In that, basically, we will discuss all these things in detail, basically with the help of example. Clear. I have included some of the questions also basically in this session, basically, which I will discuss all with you. Clear. So that basically you are able to understand basically what type of question they will ask in the examination. Clear. So thanks to all of you for joining this session.